Hello everyone, happy Labor Day weekend and welcome back to yet another Crypto Empire Sunday live stream. I am your host Connor from Crypto Empire and this is where we dominate the crypto market. I want to welcome everybody to today's stream. Hope you're enjoying the long holiday weekend so far. The markets have been very slow, very boring as crypto has been trading in a very tight range, but I do expect that to break out soon. I'll be going over the most important and relevant price levels to watch out for, as well as some key dates coming up on the economic calendar because there is a lot happening in crypto this month. So without further ado, let's get right into today's stream. To start things off with our crypto market overview. Big shout out to Elvis out there in the live chat. I see you, Elvis. Appreciate all of your support. Now, taking a look at the market as it stands, Bitcoin trading at $19,822, ETH trading just below $1,600. Prices have been this way for the past 9 to 10 days in a very tight, narrow spread. This will not last forever. I do expect a breakout soon. Overall macro trend is definitely bearish, but we could see a short squeeze to the upside. I'll be discussing the outcomes to watch out for when we get to the technical analysis section of the live stream. Taking a look at today's top gainers, we have GMX, the decentralized exchange, up 11.7% on the day. Perpetual decentralized exchanges, there's a lot of them now. They're going to keep on popping up. GMX is the biggest. Of course, there's other ones like Lavana still in beta testing, not fully launched yet, but it's becoming a very competitive niche within crypto with these decentralized perpetual exchanges. GMX offering yield to everybody with their token from the fees of the trading. So GMX up 11.7% on the day. Then DeFi chain, DeFi on Bitcoin up 9.7% on the day. Then we have Link, Kusama, Sandbox, a few healthy gainers as it stands right now, but really not a lot going on in the markets for the most part. If we look at today's top losers, we have Helium down 4.7%, then Axie. Below that, it's Filecoin, Litecoin down 2%. So really everything is still flat as it stands right now. A very boring time to be looking at the charts, but nonetheless, we have to look at them anyway to constantly stay tapped into what will happen next. Quick catch up with the live chat. Big shout out to Jasper saying, hey Connor, what is going on, Jasper? And we have Snarly Man saying, hi everyone. It's been a while since I managed to watch live. Great work as always, Connor. Shout out to you, Snarly Man. I'm glad that you could catch today's live stream. And then we got Omar saying, what's up, people? Happy to be here. Got wrecked by ADA, but still alive and learning from my mistakes, so let's go. And we also have Mike B 1800 with us today. Omar, you got wrecked on Cardano ADA. I think that's the least of your worries, right? Could have been a lot worse. At least you still have some of your money left that you put into Cardano. There's other ones that went completely to zero. So definitely take the lesson with you. Nobody likes to lose money, but there will be so many more opportunities over the coming years that I do think you have nothing to worry about as long as you do stick around in crypto. That's the biggest thing, to just not give up, to keep on going. There's going to be opportunities aplenty, just like we had during the last bull market, to make a ton of wealth. There will be a lot of wealth generating opportunities coming up, so just be patient and don't let your losses affect you too much. Mike B saying, is Dalton here or is he busy glued to the 5-minute chart still? Yes, Dalton is now addicted to scalping. For anybody that doesn't know, Dalton is a member of the Crypto Empire Premium Discord group, also a moderator in there, and he's just getting into scalping recently. So he has been glued to the screens, glued to the charts, even in this tight range. Speaking about trading, it's time to hop into the charts right now and go over the Bitcoin technical analysis so that you are aware of the most important and key price levels for a breakout that is going to happen soon, because this cannot last forever as it does stand currently. Looking at this chart, starting things off on one version of my chart, we're going to take a look at a few Bitcoin charts today, but this is one chart. We have the overall big range from 23,000. Some people would classify it all the way up to $25,000, down to the lows over here from June at 17,500. As it stands right now, we are just below the mid-range. If I take a fib, and if we look at the 50%, we are at the golden pocket. All right, so we're below the 50% level of the range, holding the golden pocket as it does stand. But as you can see, we have tested that golden pocket support numerous times. This is a daily chart. We've tested it even more on the 4-hour and the 1-hour charts. But this support is hanging on by a thread. This is a downtrend, both on the local time frames as well as the macro time frames, right? I can blow this up to a weekly or a monthly chart, and you'll see that we are in a huge macro downtrend. And also here locally, we have lower highs and continuous lower lows. So really an interesting spot for price to be in as it does stand. This current sideways consolidation has been going on for approximately 8 or 9 days since the last big drop out of that previous week-long consolidation. So very boring time in crypto. Can't deny that. But what's going to happen next? So we need to be aware of the most important key price levels on the chart. And it's very simple on how you do that. You just want to make a small range where the local highs and the local lows are. So we have a local low over here at 19,500, the local high right here at 20,500. Call it 20,600 to be safe, but really this solid yellow line does mark the most important level, $20,750. Let's put it exactly at that price point with our coordinates. 20,750 for your most important level to the upside. In order for this market to see any kind of sustained momentum to the upside, it will need to tackle this major resistance, you can call it a supply zone, at $20,750. If price is below this level, I am extremely bearish on everything to come in the market. So you probably should be too. Below 20,750, we need to be very cautious and pretty much fade every rally. Now, if I zoom this out, the top of the range is up here at around $23,000. We do have this small drop-based drop supply level, and always, as with supply and demand, for everybody who's watched all my supply and demand videos, you should be aware of the odds enhancers, the factors that give a particular zone, whether that be a supply zone or a demand zone, more weight over the other ones. How do we know which ones are stronger? How do we know which ones are more likely to play out? One way to do so is identifying where a major, very large price move originated from if it's a supply and demand zone. Right here we had this drop-based drop supply level with a major drop down on the daily price chart, albeit lower volume, but still we cannot discount this huge bearish engulfing candle. So this is a major price level. Whenever we see a huge, big, fast, sweep move away from a level, from a zone, we know that that enhances the odds that the zone is now stronger. So that over here at $23,000 is a major supply level. Just go over, double layer it up in red here. This is a major supply level, and I think this will be the absolute highest point if we see any kind of rally. I see that this level here at 23K will hold as supply, as resistance, and I do not foresee the Bitcoin price going any higher than $23,000 here in the short to midterm. Overall, I'm expecting lower lows. I'm expecting at least the lows down here at 17.5 to get tested, and I do think we go lower from here, but as it stands right now, we need to take it one day at a time. September, historically a bearish month. I'm expecting a lot of choppiness. But to make it very plain and simple, the highest I think that we'll ever go here in the short to midterm is over here at 23K at this supply level. But first, 20,750 needs to be tackled. This solid yellow line below 20,750, we need to be extremely cautious. We need to be bearish. So those are your most important levels on the Bitcoin price chart. Our lows down here at 19.5 mean we're going to most likely test the lows over here at 17.5. Above 20,750, we could see a push to 23K. From there, I think we do head to the bottom of the range again, and then most likely make lower lows. Nonetheless, let's see what happens here. We could continue to chop around sideways, and all this could go out the window. All this jargon that I just shared with you guys, if we just continue to chop around sideways, which is possible, markets will only ever move in three directions. They will only ever go up, down, or sideways. We're going to see what does happen here. We could definitely just stay range bound. We cannot discount that scenario from playing out. Big shout out to Rigoberto Chavez Jr. over here in our live chat saying, good day, everyone. Also, Adrian Kent, good to see you, Adrian. Also, Skylar G saying, Bitcoin good value at $8,000. $8,000 is great value for Bitcoin, but I think it's a very low probability that the price will actually make it to that level. That's bearish euphoria. I would be happy with anywhere from $10,000 to $16,000 for Bitcoin. $8,000 would be even better, but unlikely that it does happen. So your dollar cost average strategy is most likely the best approach. Instead of waiting for that super low level and then never getting it, then you're forced to buy back in higher. But I agree, 8,000 is a great value if we get it. We have Lion Pioneer saying, hi, I'm new Crypto Empire. I'm a new Crypto Empire member, and it's an honor. Shout out to my cousin Rigard for bringing me here. Let's learn. Great job, Connor. Been following for about a year now. Amazing to hear. I love it when community members refer me to their friends and family for crypto content. The best thing, the best gift that I could ever receive is a referral from a current community member. So thank you, Richard, for bringing your cousin over here. Great to have a new member in the community, even though you said you've been here for over 1 year now. Anyways, glad you're enjoying the content. It's great to have you here. And for everybody who's watching right now, who's brand new to Crypto Empire, who is not already subscribed, be sure to smash that subscribe button down below. And of course, turn on all the notifications so that you don't miss any of my future videos, my future live streams, my future important posts. You do want to stay tapped in to everything that is going on here at Crypto Empire, so be sure to ring that notification bell. Also, if you're enjoying the live stream so far, smash up that like button down below. I do appreciate the feedback. Now let's go over the total crypto market cap chart. Always a good idea to take a look at the total chart. It does look identical to the Bitcoin chart as it stands right now, wherein the fact that we're just going sideways in a very tight range-bound environment. As we can see right here, if I draw a parallel channel, we have been trading in this sideways parallel channel for the total market cap for just as long as Bitcoin has been trading sideways, around 8 to 9 days now. So for the total, we have our lows down here at around $760 billion. I do think that the total can drop all the way down here to the 600 billions. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen over a period of months. But I think it's a very high probability that we see the total crypto market cap at $650 billion. Now, if we look at Bitcoin's current market cap, it is $379 billion, all right? Remember when this used to be over $1 trillion every single day? Around 70% of that value is erased, it's gone from the market. And this is over half of the market cap right now. Actually, not over half of the market cap, my apologies. Around a third of the market cap. Right, so if we see the market cap drop to $650 billion, it's going to be just bargains all around left and right. So this is, you can call it bearish euphoria, but I think it's very likely to happen that we do see this zone get at least tested at the proximal line over here at $650 billion for the total market cap. Everything will be on fire sale. But of course, we need to take it one step at a time. And the first step is to break this range. All right. I have my solid yellow line here at $870 billion as a major support level on the chart. We should also signify the lower level here at $820 billion, and then the lows, the very low wick lows at $760. These are your major support levels below current price. If we see any breakout to the upside, $1 trillion is a major level. I doubt price gets back up, is able to close above and make any significant ground above 1 trillion. I really think that these market rallies are done for. I think we're about to enter a really slow, boring, brutal time in crypto, and a lot of that has to do with the fundamental events on the economic calendar that we also need to be aware of. Of course, we have the Ethereum Merge coming up on September 15th. I'll be sharing with you some details about that in a little bit, but this is a major event. ETH is switching over to proof of stake from proof of work, and this is a major fork for Ethereum, and a lot of hype has been building up around it. Most likely it will be a sell the news event, which is what we've been saying here at Crypto Empire for quite some time. But nonetheless, we need to be prepared for that scenario to play out. And of course, we also have Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve, announcing what they're going to do with interest rates, how they're going to curb inflation. Huge events on the calendar this month in September. and I think there's going to be a lot of volatility in the market. So it's been super brutal, super boring right now, but this is going to change soon. So strap in your seatbelts, folks. It's about to get exciting and then super boring again after that. Of course, MtGox as well with their Bitcoins. I'll be sharing all of that info in this live stream, so be sure to stick with me until the end of the stream. But looking at this total market cap, just to summarize this up, we're tight, we're range bound. This chart looks identical to Bitcoin's price chart. Most likely scenario is honestly to just continue to range, right? We could see a major dip, deviation, get back in the range. Be prepared for any outcome. Nobody knows what's going to happen next right now. We have everybody saying different things. Long story short, we're sideways, we're range bound. We most likely continue range bound. If we do see a pump, it will not be sustained. It's going to most likely crash very hard. So my plan is to short the rallies, just as I was saying here last week on my live stream. The plan is to short all rallies. That plan has not changed. I am bearish right now in the market, looking to fade the rallies, looking to continue to trade in the sideways range and getting ready for the lows to be tested once again. Bitcoin dominance is down in the dumps. This is really interesting to see the Bitcoin dominance chart just continue to lose so much value. Nobody is holding Bitcoin, right? A lot of this is going into stables, but at the same time, if we look at the stablecoin dominance chart, it did break its parabola and it's not at the highs. So very interesting what's going on with Bitcoin dominance. People don't want to hold Bitcoin for the most part. And Bitcoin's in an interesting spot because the narrative of it being a store of value to protect against inflation, like now's the time for that to happen, but it's not really happening. So Bitcoin's narrative is kind of having an identity crisis. Interesting spot to be in, and Bitcoin dominance continuing to drop now at this low support level. If it loses this low support level, right, just for reference, price or Bitcoin dominance was down here at the very peak of the market in May of 2021, right? Also over here, when we saw that rally over here in November at the peak of the market again, you know, Bitcoin dominance was down towards sub 40%. That's where we are right now, but we have very low price levels. So kind of uncharted territory for BTC dominance as it stands right now. If we lose this support level, we're headed into the mid to low 30 percentile levels, and we haven't been there. If I go to a weekly chart, we haven't been there since the absolute peak of the market in 2017, 2018. So we'll see what's going to happen here. Very interesting time. And I don't think we're going to see any crazy altcoin season, because in order to see a crazy altcoin season, which is what we typically have when Bitcoin dominance is at these levels, we need demand. We need buyers in the market. But the buyers have completely left the chat for the most part. The buyers aren't here. There's very little demand for these high risk, risk-on crypto assets as it stands right now, looking at the entire macro global economic picture. So don't expect a crazy altcoin season because we need demand for that. We don't have that same demand that we had during the previous tops of the market when Bitcoin dominance was at these low historical levels. So we're going to see what does happen here, but it is important to take a note of this Bitcoin dominance chart to see what happens in the future when we have a situation like this again, because it could be 5-10 years down the road, but we could be in another situation where we're in the midst of the bear market and Bitcoin dominance is dropping to the ocean floor, tied to an anchor pretty much. And of course the dollar as well, dollar pumping, very bearish for Bitcoin. They're going to continue to raise rates, which will make the dollar stronger. Inverse correlation means weaker risk on assets, weaker stock market, weaker crypto market. That's the inverse correlation playing out. If we take a look at the S&P 500 very quickly, just to go over all of these levels, that's a weekly chart. Let's go to a daily for the S&P. S&P also kind of undecided over here, resting at this previous local high of this range, using it as support currently. So if the S&P drops, still very highly correlated to BTC, that would cause Bitcoin to drop as well. I'm bearish on stocks, which is why I'm also bearish on crypto and Bitcoin. So that's kind of our overall broad analysis, looking at the markets in full, looking at the major indices, what we expect to happen here, to play out here over the coming week. Of course, the stock market is closed tomorrow for Labor Day. Happy Labor Day weekend, everybody. But as it stands right now, I am bearish, and I am expecting the sideways range-bound environment to continue. It's very boring, it's very dull, but hey, this is what we expect in the middle of the bear market. Nothing we can do about it. Let me go ahead and catch up with the live chat, see what's going on here. We have GM Muad saying, what are your thoughts on Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame? We can go look at that right now. Bitcoin on the 1 hour. So Bitcoin on the 1 hour, we are in this downwards channel in the middle of this just total chop and slop, what I like to call it. Super range bound, super choppy. But yes, we are on the 1 hour time frame in this descending channel. And if we look at this overall range, we've been in a similar kind of descending channel a few times already. And we did break out to the upside, only back to the top of the range though. That's one other time there. And then we also had another one just here, right? So this is our third descending channel that we've been in. I can go ahead and label this for everybody watching at home just to make it easier for everybody, right? That's our first time. This is our second time in the descending channel. Now we're at our third time here in this little descending channel pattern in the middle of this consolidation. So every single time we broke out to the upside of this little descending channel, we have gone to the top of the range, only to get slammed down in a hurry every single time. Second time, as you can see, we make it back to the top of the range, slam down in a hurry, also a lower high. So we have continuous lower highs after this descending channel pattern. All right, so if we see that again, if we see another breakout to the upside, we can see price trying to break out to the upside here out of this little descending channel. Failed both times, longs and shorts both getting chopped up, slaughtered here today. I would not recommend trying to day trade over a holiday weekend like we have right now. Looking at the volume, super low. You don't want to trade on weekends, especially Sundays, especially on a holiday weekend. We need to be smart about when we enter and exit into the market. Now is not a time to be looking for day trades. Super high risk trading environment. So everybody trying to long this breakout of the channel, getting chopped up, trying to short it, also getting chopped up, right, with his most recent rally back up to the top. This lower wick is a stop loss hunt, shorts covering, people getting slaughtered out here in the 1 hour time frame. Would not recommend to try to day trade this. But regardless, if we do see another rally out of this channel, it's likely that the trend continues. We see yet another lower high, and then again back down. I'm bearish, all right? I'm not expecting any kind of sustained momentum to the upside. If we do, however, go and we get a test of 20,750, that's a major level. Major level. It could hold for the bears, or if we see that breakout to the upside, which is a low probability of happening, then maybe we see a rally to 23K. But I think there's a very low probability of that happening. And I put more weight to the short side of things, looking for bearish targets. But that's my thoughts on Bitcoin on the 1 hour. Super choppy, looks like chicken scratch, not a lot going on. A lot of traders getting chopped up trying to trade this breakout this morning, earlier on in the day. I would just wait for the extremes to be tested. And look at this lower support. We've tested this lower support 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Every knock at the door it gets weaker. It's just going knock, knock, knock. Doors loosening up on the hinges. Eventually it will break. This support down here at 19,500, it's getting weaker by the day. It's going to break to the downside sooner or later. I don't have that crystal ball to tell you when it's going to break to the downside, but I would expect it to break to the downside at $19,500. So just get ready for that right now. That's the 1 hour price chart. We have Dalton Moore saying, what's up, fam? Headed to the gym, so I'll catch this after. Let's get it. Good to see you, Dalton. Rigoberto saying, let's get them gains, bro. Connor, how are the gym gains going? Gym gains have been a little bit slow for me, Rigoberto. I'm rehabbing some injuries to my shoulder and my knee as it stands right now. I was playing basketball like 3 weeks ago, and I went knee to knee with somebody, and my knee got banged up pretty bad. So I'm a little bit in recovery mode right now, but yeah. Going to get back into the swing of things and get back on the beast mode grind for sure. But still moving, still training, right? Movement is medicine. You can never stop doing that. The second you stop moving, it's not good. So even if you're hurt, you got to keep on pushing. We got JMeg Photo saying, hey everybody, Connor, I have been watching your trading list videos. Nice job, like them a lot, and most important, I have learned a lot. Great to hear that, JMeg Photo. I'm glad that you're getting a lot out of my trading videos. I will be making a lot more trading tutorials in the future, but it's great to hear you're learning from what I've already put out there. That's why I do it, right? That's why we do it. We just got a $2 super chat from the Silva Dollar. Big shout out to the Silva Dollar saying, my brother, much love. Thank you so much for the super chat, Silva Dollar. Greatly appreciate your support. Good to see you here in the live chat. Awesome. Sniff saying, weaker stock market, weaker crypto, but never a weaker Israel. Sniff, you're funny, man. Sniff always has the funny random comments out of nowhere. Shout out to Sniff, loyal Crypto and Pirate community member. By the way, guys, we have 34 viewers and only 19 likes. Go ahead and get that up to par by smashing up that like button right now. Matty or the Cake saying, Connor, how long this bear market gonna last? Good question. I think we have at least till the end of the year, probably a little bit longer than that. The way things stand right now, by the way, let's move on to the next section of the stream. Going over some key economic dates. So how long is the bear market going to last? A question on everybody's minds right now. Everybody wants the bull market back, of course, right? We want to make the big crazy gains. So the way things look economically on a global scale, they look very dismal. And that's not going to change. The next Bitcoin halving isn't for another approximately 2 years. So this is, get comfortable, because this isn't going to change next month or 2 months from now, right? This is going to be a while, most likely, at least bare minimum, through the end of the year. Anyways, important dates. September 13th, CPI numbers. This is inflation. We're going to find out if inflation is going down or continuing to rise. I think we are going to see the inflation numbers come in lower. Reason being is the consumer price index, CPI, can also be called the CPI because these numbers are not accurate. They are manipulated to make things seem better than they actually are. So I do expect inflation numbers to come in lower for the month of September, which could have a bullish catalyst for price, but still not expecting anything major from these numbers. And then on the 21st of September, we have the big FOMC meeting where the Federal Reserve will announce the next interest rate hikes. Most likely going to be another 50 basis point or 75 basis point rate hike. Still very bearish for the market. So those are two major dates to have on your calendar. And then also we have the Ethereum Merge happening on September 15th. All right, this is big because, of course, this is the migration from Ethereum from proof of work to proof of stake. Big debate around that. The emissions are going to be greatly decreased. The emission rate of new Ethereum, right, it's going to be decreased by around 90%. And of course, ETH is still being burned from fees. So this is going to make Ethereum much more scarce, which is interesting. But it does have some other compromises, a lot of debates around its centralization, switching over to proof of stake. Proof of work is non-debatable, a much more secure consensus mechanism for a blockchain network. But a lot of people want it to be energy efficient, and ETH making that switch to proof of stake. So this article talking about basically a sell the news event for Ethereum with the merge. That's what I've been saying for a long time now. And, it's just the obvious thing to happen. It's just the obvious thing when we have this huge event, the ETH merge happening. Like, you have to be a fool at this point to want to buy it because of some news event, right? If you've been around for at least a little while, you would understand that these news events usually lead to good shorting opportunities. So another bearish thing to look out for in the month of September happening on September 15th. And then another one. We have MtGox, right? I believe it's 140,000 Bitcoins set to be released, not all at once, but the date for this is September 15th. I've heard September 16th, where people are going to start getting their Bitcoins. MtGox, if you don't know what MtGox is, it's the original Bitcoin trading exchange from Japan. They got hacked, they went down. A bunch of people's Bitcoin in their accounts were stolen from them. the government got the Bitcoin back, and they're going to be giving it back to everybody who went ahead and had their Bitcoin deposited in MtGox when it got hacked. So this is set to be released middle of September again, lining up exactly pretty much with the Ethereum Merge. It's a lot of game theory with this. We don't know if people are going to sell their Bitcoin. Most likely, if they were holding Bitcoin this early on from 2014, they're going to want to hold on to it even longer because they believe in it. They were in it from the beginning. But regardless, a lot of game theory entering into the market. A ton of new fresh supply is going to be liquid. This is going to cause volatility. All right, so this range that we're in, by September 15th, we're going to have a direction. I doubt, we're still just below 20K by then. But like I said, it's still possible. Super boring time in the market right now. But these are some major events that are happening in September. And then also we have a hard fork, another hard fork for Cardano, for ADA. The Vasil hard fork. I believe the date is, September 22nd. All right, so 1 week after Ethereum's merge. Cardano will be doing the hard fork, and this will bring increased network capacity and lower transaction costs. So a lot happening in September. Big month for crypto. Expect some volatility, but I am super bearish. Super bearish on everything. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. As you can see with this chart, the highest possible outcome for a rally is up here at 23K in this red supply level. This is the chart we were just going over with our descending channels. Now Ethereum, this is the 4-hour price chart. Let's go to a daily. ETH on the daily. A little bit better than Bitcoin. A little more action, but really still kind of the same. We have this descending wedge, price breaking the descending wedge upper resistance line, but really not making any significant progress, just going sideways here, okay? Of course, the descending wedge is bullish, and the price target for a descending wedge is always going to be over here at the top of the range. But as it stands right now, we're not seeing that. So with this Ethereum merge, it is possible that we get a slight rally, a slight pickup ahead of it. But again, all rallies are to be shorted, in my opinion. That's not financial advice. That's just my trading plan. I encourage you to come up with your own trading plan that fits your needs and your wants, right? It suits you better. But I'm looking to short all rallies. Up here, $1,725, major resistance on the chart. Also above that, 1800 to 1825, 1850, another major level. So mega resistance up here above 1700. Most likely we don't make it higher past that, right? If we see a rally, this is supply up here. We want to look to short that and ride it down lower. And then on ETH, let's zoom this into a 1 hour time frame. So on the 1 hour, as you can see with my little gray shaded box here, this one, this is our support down here. Very important for $1,525 to hold as support. But again, just like Bitcoin, look how many times this has been tested, right? This support is getting super weak. Price can only continue to bounce from it for so long before it just breaks down and the bottom falls through. So ETH, same story, bearish. Merge, I'm bearish on the merge. We'll see what happens. Mattier to Cake saying, Connor, how low could Cosmos Atom drop? Well, I did share that with you in my most recent Cosmos video. I encourage you to watch that video in its entirety to get up to speed on everything happening with Atom. But base support for Atom is down here at $6.13. This purple line, this is where I think Atom is headed over the coming months. This is base support. All right, so $6. Mike B says he'll be in Teaneck next week. Can't wait to be in your time zone for a week. I won't miss anything, hopefully. Interesting. Small world, Teaneck. Message me on Telegram, Mike. Let's see, Manish saying it, long or short the Bitcoin? Good question. There's really no answer to that question right now because we're going sideways in a range. right? We want to basically set alerts at the extremes of the range, the price levels I gave you, and wait for price to get to those extremes before we make any kind of move right now. That's my plan. And we have Stan Cerruti saying, hi, Connor. Catching you live again. Good to see you, Stan, in the live chat. Leon saying, what do you think of ETH dominance? Well, we can look at ETH dominance right here. And let's go to a weekly chart for ETH dominance. So ETH dominance is around 20% of the overall market. Bitcoin dominance is around 40% of the overall market. Right now, ETH dominance at a major resistance level. And yeah, this is looking bullish. This is in a clear uptrend. What do we have? We have a clear ascending accumulation, ascending price action, right? Price just continuing to make higher highs and higher lows. And we also have price leading up to this horizontal resistance level at 20.5%. So this is screaming. This is screaming for a breakout. This Ethereum dominance chart. You can see this deviation, right? Price broke the range, immediately right back to the upper resistance. So what do I think of this? This looks super bullish. This looks like it wants to break out and pump. All right. Ethereum dominance, but of course we're at resistance as well, so it's either going to pump or it's going to get rejected. I have seen these ascending triangles. This is an ascending triangle pattern. I've seen them break down when they look perfect. All right, so TA is not 100% reliable, as we know, but this is a bullish chart pattern. This looks very bullish. This looks like it wants to break out, and above here it's really uncharted territory, past 25% for Ethereum dominance, and this goes back to 2017. So interesting. Yeah, this is a good sign for Ethereum. All right, let's continue on with our stream, and I want to go over something very interesting. Of course, Tornado Cash, anybody who's not aware of Tornado Cash, it's a mixer, meaning you're able to send any Ethereum coin, or you're able to send Ethereum into Tornado Cash, and it's going to spit it back out to a fresh address with no traces. Recently sanctioned by the US government, and BlackRock USDC Circle going ahead and blacklisting a bunch of addresses associated with Tornado Cash. So a huge attack on privacy here. Which is why, again, I'm going to keep on repeating it. Privacy coins will be a major narrative in the next bull run. Privacy coins are going to see their day in the sun. We do have Monero. Monero is the main privacy coin. And if we look at the Monero chart, as it stands right now, Monero is trading for $154. Pretty decent price. We're going to see if it does go below 100 again. If we see Monero below 100, that is go time. But if we look at Monero compared to Bitcoin, it just continues to gain market share on Bitcoin. Let's go to a weekly price chart here. Monero on the weekly chart versus Bitcoin just continues to gain value. All right, this is in a super strong uptrend. Price did just break this major multi-year trend line going back to 2018. This resistance trend line. All right, price just broke it. This is huge. So for everybody saying that, oh, Monero, it's going to get blacklisted or whatever, you can't do that. It's proof of work. It's decentralized. You cannot stop the network. The network will continue to run. Just like Bitcoin will always continue to run, so will Monero. It's proof of work, right? Proof of work has a lot of major advantages over proof of stake. And as it stands right now, Monero continuing to just beat Bitcoin into the ground, getting up to these local high levels here. This is going to be big. Ultimately, this thing, if it goes back here and tests the highs at 2.5 million Satoshis per XMR, we're looking at a gain of over 200%. And all you need to do is buy Bitcoin, you make 200, or buy Monero, you make 200% on your Bitcoin. So that's one, XMR. Been saying it for a long time now, and I'll continue to say it. Another one, of course, Pyrochain. Pyrochain has some advantages over Monero because if anybody's ever used Monero, you know that it takes forever to sync your GUI wallet, right? Every single time you log into your Monero wallet, it needs to sync with the network, and this process is not instant. It takes a while, right? Up to an hour to several hours. So let's say I'm going to send you some XMR. You cannot see it in your wallet until it finishes syncing. The syncing process takes forever. Something like Pyrochain, it's much quicker. And it's also private by default. So Pyrochain, 42 cents. We look at R, again, versus Bitcoin. And this thing is not like Monero, right? It's still kind of making a double bottom down here on the weekly price chart. So we're going to see if we're able to get a push out of this double bottom and see a sustained rally. But this is not as well known as something like Monero. Another proof of work crypto. I like proof of work a lot, right? It's the same thing as a diesel combustion engine or just a combustion engine overall over an electric car. It's always going to be better, right? Combustion will always beat electric. Proof of work, always going to be more secure than proof of stake. So I like these ones a lot. Anyway, Pyrochain, your other one. And then, speaking about these proof of work networks, something that you should be aware of is Ravencoin RVN. All right, Ravencoin, been around for 4 years now from 2018. Currently up 17% on the day. I'm not sure why that didn't show up in the top gainers for the day. But Ravencoin, if you have no idea what it is basically a blockchain for transferring assets. All right, we can read it right here. Intended purpose is specializes in asset transfer, nothing more, nothing less. All right, so we can think of things like gold bars, land deeds, gaming items, NFTs, software licenses. Right, we're able to transfer that on a secure proof of work blockchain network with Ravencoin. All right. These are the original cryptos that are solving one problem, not trying to be multifaceted, but actually just doing one thing and doing one thing very well. Monero, private digital cash. Ravencoin, you're able to transfer assets on a proof of work blockchain seamlessly. Things like this, right? Crypto has gotten mainstream in a way, and a lot of its original ethos has gotten lost. These original proof of work cryptos are going to see some very, very good days ahead. And let's take a look at the RVN chart versus Bitcoin again. And this is a weekly again. We're going to take a look at the macro on this. Like I said, been around for 4 years from 2018. RVN looking strong versus BTC. Had a major run up during that previous bull run in early 2021. Saw a gain of over a 10x in its Bitcoin value. Slowly been selling off. Went ahead and reached down to this support level, and we're seeing this bounce. So we're going to see if we do have a lower high, back down to form double bottom for the next push up. But something like this, I do expect this to outperform Bitcoin over the coming months to years. Proof of work original cryptos, study them up. I'll be making a ton of video content about them right here on my YouTube channel. But these are the cryptos that are actually solving issues, that are not some shiny objects with shiny marketing meant to lure you in and take your money. And no, that's not what these are. These are actual hard assets solving problems in the real world with blockchain technology. These are the things that we want to invest in for the longer term. Of course, we're going to make more speculative plays along the way, go for those home run hits, right? This probably isn't going to, it could 100x, but very low probability we see 100x or something like this, right? For those, we need to be a little more risky, risk on, risk averse, and go for some bigger gains. But a portion of our portfolio should be designated towards these solid, hard proof of work assets. catch up with the live chat here. We have Patrick saying, hi Connor, what do you think about Quant? So Quant is a crypto that I have talked quite a bit about in the past. Haven't really been talking about it too much recently, but Quant is one of the banker coins. I would group Quant in the same exact category as HBAR, Hedera, and both of these are very similar in market cap. We can see Hedera at a $1.4 billion market cap, Quant at a market cap of $1.28 billion. But these are in the exact same category of crypto assets, right? And they're not even necessarily blockchains, right? Hedera has the Hashgraph network. Quant is a distributed ledger, right? They're doing things a bit differently, but I'm bullish on both Quant and HBAR. They are backed by the governments and the mega corporations that control all the assets in the world, right? These are their coins, Quant, HBAR, things like that. So what do I think about it? I don't stand for its message, but if I'm in it to make money, then I like it because it's backed by people who have money. We're in a market where money comes first. Money talks, right? Quant, things like HBAR, I'm bullish on, especially with how things are looking in terms of the outlook of where crypto is headed, with how the control centers want to control blockchain. Quant is going to be one, and as well as an operating system for the blockchain. It's going to bring all of the Web 2 stuff, to Web 3. So Quant's got a lot going for it. I'm bullish on it. We have X Shadow Media saying, hello there, finally I catch something live again. If all those mixers get censored on the clear net, there's always the dark web alternative like Elude. There's always going to be an alternative. Just like water, when it's flowing down a mountain, if it comes in the way of a large rock, it's going to make a stream around the rock, right? The path of least resistance is always going to be there. You can try to force people to do stuff, but guess what? They're always going to find a way around it. That's really just the laws of the universe, right? The more you try to stop something, the more you try to censor it, the more people are going to want to do it, and they're going to find ways to do it. So it really just exposes how weak and scared they are when they go and censor something like Tornado Cash. So there's always going to be alternatives. Glasshopper77 saying, just wanted to hop in and say hi Empire. We'll watch the stream later. Smash that like button. Absolutely, Glasshopper. Good to see you here in the live chat, my friend. Great to hear you're going to catch the full replay later, but really do appreciate you hopping into the stream and showing some love for the live audience right now. We also have GT Nuts saying, hi buddy, smash the like button. What's going on, GT Nuts? Good to see you here. We have Manish saying, thanks Connor, can you share your views on Filecoin and Luna Classic? For sure I can, for sure. We'll do that in a second, Manish. Mike B saying, we have time, but I would love a video for an allocation of portfolio of different cryptos for the bull run. Already on my list of videos to make, Mike B, but I will move it higher up in the priority list because you asked in the comment right here. So for sure I can make something like that. We have Alice saying, hi, happy Sunday. Have you used Secret Swap Monero Bridge on Cosmos? Ala, I have not used the Secret Swap Monero Bridge on Cosmos yet. I will report back when I use it. I just buy it on the no KYC exchanges, and that's my method of getting Monero. We have Dev saying, what's your take on XLM security news? I am not aware of what's happening with XLM and its security. Let's address Manish's question about Filecoin. My views on it. In terms of its fundamentals, I mean, I wouldn't really just invest in it because I like other ones better. But if we look at this chart, it is very much off of its all-time high price of $430, trading for $6 right now, and trying to hold on to the support level down here at $5. I believe I've shared this view a few times in the past on live streams, but I can see this dropping to $3.50 So if I was to invest in it at all, I would wait for 350. And then Luna Classic, which is now a meme coin, but has been pumping like mad. I believe they did propose a burn, right? They're going to be burning a lot of their supply. But to be frank, I have not been keeping up to date with the Luna Classic community. I know it's going strong still, but I have not been necessarily keeping up with it. Up 173% in the past 2 weeks alone. And this looks like it's flagging. It looks like it wants to go for more, right? This is continuation. Would I go into this now? Maybe if I wanted a quick trade, right? This is a bull flag. But I would be very careful with something like this, right? This is pumping off of just pure speculation. So we want to be very careful. But our measure move price target for this flag would take us 75% higher, which is interesting. So trade this at your own risk. Personally, I wouldn't touch it. And I do believe that Luna announced another airdrop today for Luna 2.0. Yeah, they're still pushing their airdrop. My thoughts overall, though, I'm pretty much, I don't really want anything to do with Terra 2.0. Very bullish on the Cosmos Atom ecosystem, the Cosmos Hub, everything going on there, Juno, Osmosis, things like that, right? It's just, why would I use Terra when Atom exists? Doesn't make sense, especially when Terra is built on the Cosmos SDK. So that's my thoughts on it overall. We just got I'm not sure what currency that is, but we just got a super chat from Divyang Solanki. Thank you for that super chat, my friend. Saying, can you give your views for INJ, please? I most certainly can. So, injective protocol. Market maker. Take a look at the price action. So it looks very similar to a lot of other alts. If you look at this price, down 93% from its high of 25 bucks, currently at 150. And it's been struggling, just like everything else in this market. Rejected from supply over here. Flat out rejection with this wick. Back in this range. And this is a 3-day. If we go to a daily chart, we're able to draw a cleaner range like so. All right, so this is bouncing between $2.50 and $1 approximately. And ultimately, my thoughts, fundamentally wise, I'm not very well read on INJ, so I'm not going to speak on its fundamentals. But in terms of its technicals, it's range bound, just like Bitcoin. High of the range is up here, 250. If it can break 250, then it could see a run. But there's not enough demand here to see a major type of run that you would want, that you would see in a bull market. So ultimately, I do think it will go lower, break out to the bottom side of this range, like so. Something like this. So we want to find lower price targets on the chart. My eyes go right to a particular level here. If anybody is aware of how to read price action, your eyes should also go to the same exact level. And that is the open of this candle from the first day it was listed on Binance. And the open is right here. This is a 3-day, by the way. But still down here at 40 cents, major level. major level at 40 cents. And there's also a demand zone down here at 80 cents. Not sure if you guys can hear that ring, but there's actually an ice cream truck outside right now playing its music. Funny effect for the live stream. Anyways, for INJ, these are your lower price levels, all right? If we break this range, this is where we're headed. 80 cents, 75 cents, and then 40 cents. Those are your bear market levels to watch for. As it stands from current price, that is a drop of, call it 45% to possibly another 75% lower. It's possible, all right? So don't go all in. Here's my advice to you. Div Yang. Good question, though, nonetheless. Let's go ahead and address the XLM security news. Not sure what's happening with that, so let's find out together. Check out the Stellar Network News Twitter account. I'm sure they'll bring us right up to speed. Not really. No, I'm not sure what's going on. Somebody talking about the centralized ownership of things like XRP and XLM, which is true, right? That's why I was never really interested in investing in them. But in terms of our security news, I'm not sure what's happening. If you mean security like an asset security, or like a hack, a breach in it, I'm not sure what's going on with it. Take a look at the price action though. Yeah, we'll go ahead and hide that from months ago. But looking at this price action, just looks like everything else. Just so dull and so boring, so non-directional. This is a weekly price chart, by the way. Again, just holding on to support for dear life, the support level. And by the way, for anybody wondering, this trade was never even triggered because we did have a breakout line. Actually, let's just get rid of that. But yeah, XLM, nothing happening with XLM. Not sure about its security news. If you can share a link, that would be great, but let's not waste any more time on that. Let's see, Meteor to Cake saying, Connor, what's your opinion on Dusk Network, which is a private layer 1 blockchain? So I've heard of Dusk. It's another one where I am not very well read on it. I haven't taken a deep dive to learn about it. So my thoughts on it, I can't share with you my thoughts because I'm not very well versed in Dusk Network. I never took a deep dive research into it like I have with many other cryptocurrencies out there that I can speak about for days. So Dusk, I've heard good things about it. I remember it got very popular when the whole ZK roll-up narrative got super hot last year in November and December of 2021. And from then, I really haven't heard too much about it. But that's my thoughts about Dusk. Al is saying, any NFTs you are currently looking at outside of Levana Dragons? Not necessarily. Not necessarily, Alla. I know you're big on the Dot Summit ecosystem, and I wonder how Donnie Big Bags is doing. Did he get rid of his Twitter account? Here it is. No, not really paying attention to a lot of NFT stuff. I'm still in a ton of Discords. I check up on them from time to time, but I mean, listen, again, it's another thing. It's supply and demand, right? I'm a supply and demand guy. I look at everything with that perspective, with that lens on. There's no demand. There's no demand for this stuff right now. There could be a very small niche community could create demand for these small NFT projects, but it's just not it's not sustainable. There's no new users coming in. So yeah, I mean, if you're still researching and grinding on the NFTs, big shout out to you. But right now, I have not been really paying a big part of my attention to these NFTs because nobody else is, right? And I don't see that changing. I don't see any new users coming into play for a while now. Let's see. We have Richard saying, "Hey, Connor brother, looking at buying a big chunk of Monero. When would you recommend to do this? Keep dominating, smash that like button." Big shout out to Richard. Appreciate your support, my friend. When should you buy a big chunk of Monero? Well, as you can see here from my beautiful price chart, that's very easy to decipher. I would look to get it below 100. If we see 70 to 80, that would be great. 60 is our best possible level. I've shared this before, but that was months ago, so I'll share it again. You know, these are our low targets for XMR for this bear market. There's no guarantee that it gets there. I think anything underneath $100 is an amazing price for Monero. But if we really want to go in super heavy with a large chunk of liquidity, I would look for sub 80. But anything sub 100 is really good. We got Fig saying real YouTubers are here even in the bear markets. Absolutely Fig. We're not going anywhere, man. We're just getting started. And yeah, the real ones stick around no matter what's going on, right? I will always be here, especially on Sundays. Sunday's live stream day till I die. Let's see. Div Yang saying, I'm just trading it on future. On futures, I think you mean. J Meg saying, we couldn't hear the ice cream truck. Good noise canceling mic. It's actually not. This thing picks up a ton of noise from everywhere. But I'm surprised you couldn't hear that ice cream truck. Good to hear that, though. Alice saying, Donnie just launched Rare Sama, 400k Glimmer volume in 24 hours yesterday. Thanks for your insight. Always, Alla. Always going to share the insight. Glimmer, like we've been talking about. Let's get our KuCoin chart up. But yeah, Glimmer, I think 35 cents is in the cards down here. Our little gray box. Let's see what's going on with Rare Sama. A little marketplace action. Let's check it out. Don't mind me. Jesus. All right, everybody got my address, whatever. I have nothing in this wallet. All right, so we got the Groomlins over here. All right, new NFT marketplace on Glimmer, Rare Sama, created by Donnie Big Bags himself. Interesting. The Gromlins. This is obviously still in beta, right? There's a lot of features that I'm looking for, such as they arrange by, right, price lowest to highest. That's not on here yet. But good to know, Rare Sama. I will go ahead and add this to my NFTs bookmark so I always have access to it. Appreciate you sharing that, Ella. But yeah, let's talk about Levana for a second. So Levana releasing a new mini game. I am going to release my options tutorial soon for the Levana Decentralized Options Exchange. But yeah, I mean, this is another project where it needs new users, right? It needs demand. They're just continuing to build, though. The real ones are building right now. This is certainly one of them. and they will continue to build through the bear market. But just like every other NFT project out there, we're not seeing a lot of influx of new users because nobody's really paying attention to this stuff right now. So I'm heavily invested in this. We'll see what happens though. It's going to be a while before anything good happens with Levana. But with that being said, guys, it is time to go ahead and start wrapping up this live stream. Before I do wrap things up, if you are trading crypto right now and you're looking for a good exchange, an exchange that's not going to charge you an arm and a leg for fees, an exchange that doesn't require you to use a VPN if you are in the United States, an exchange that has high leverage as well as high liquidity so you don't get scam wicked out, I have the perfect solution for you, and that is Bitget. All right, as you can see, Crypto Empire is affiliated with Bitget right here. Go ahead, create your free account right now. You get a ton of bonuses, right? You get free money just for making your account, and you get a deposit bonus. You get a discount on trading fees for life when you use my referral code, right? All you need to do is click the link in the description down below, and they run trading competitions, a ton of great stuff on Bitget. Create your account today. Right, it's taking a ton of market share from other exchanges like Bybit, right? Because they are basically offering a ton of incentives to get new users. All right, so make your free account right now. Link is down in the description below. Like I said, no KYC for U.S. residents, no VPN needed, and huge withdrawal limits as well. Now, if you want to find out all of my moves during this bear market, exactly what I'm doing, what I'm planning on buying, what I'm planning on selling, what I am trading, you need to get into the Crypto Empire Premium Discord group. Again, that is only available on my official website, cryptoempireco.io. You see the banner running on the bottom of the screen. That is the official site. Go ahead, get yourself in the Discord group, all right, so you can find out all of my moves as we progress through this bear market. And of course, when things get very exciting again in the bull run again. But if you have any questions, we are wrapping up the stream now, so you should join the free Telegram group. I'm always in there, as well as a ton of excited community members. If you want direct access to me, well, then join the Discord. But with that being said, have an amazing rest of your Labor Day weekend, whether you're in the U.S. or not. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We have Monday tomorrow. It's a holiday in the U.S., so the traditional stock markets are closed. But of course, crypto trades 24/7. So we're going to see if volatility does pick up tomorrow during the Asia session to start up the week. We are range bound on Bitcoin. I gave you the key important price levels to mark on your charts. I wouldn't stress yourself out trying to trade the middle of the range. I would wait for an extreme to get tested of the current range that we are in to first make a move. Again, any questions, join the free Telegram group and ask them right there. I hope that you did enjoy the stream. If you did, make sure you let me know by giving me some feedback. Smash up that like button down below. If you're brand new to Crypto Empire, smash the subscribe button down below. And of course, turn on all the notifications so you don't miss any future videos. My name's Connor from Crypto Empire. Appreciate you being here, taking time out of your busy weekend to spend an hour with me to go over the crypto markets. I will continue to be here making regular content throughout the week. And of course, every Sunday we do go live right here on YouTube. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll see you all in the next video.